lights.
Another day, another trailer hookup. I should be Ruddy the trucker. What's going on, guys? Chris Rennick here, and today is the day that we try to resurrect this $100 Miata. So honestly, every time I look at this side, I'm like, wow, man, this thing is a gem. It's really not too bad. You can barely see the quarter panel dent, but the more you look at it, the more it starts to show. Like, this door is mangled, but it's okay because we went to the junkyard the other day. We have a new door. They pulled it off and everything. I just need to go pick it up. We do have a rust spot right there. I am curious to get it on the lift right now, see how bad the undercarriage is. Hopefully it's not too bad, because we need to drop the subframe today to actually get that gas tank out. Haven't really ever done a gas tank in a Miata, but we literally just did it in the fire Miata the other day, and it really wasn't that bad. We definitely didn't do it the right way. Like, we were just cutting and hammering everything out of the way, but as long as this subframe is not too rusty, it should be pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna unload the car and then put this bad bitch on the lift. Let's do it. Strap Nick might not be using the right straps, but she's tight, boys, it's all right. I've got a gear, push her off. Oh, seat's not bolted. Good one, Chris. Oh, this is like the hardest Miata to push ever. Here we go, she's falling. Nope, no, she's not. Now she's falling. There she, oh, no, she's not. Damn it. Okay. Heck yeah. This thing looks so good right here. Ugh. Okay. I hate this guy. Don't make me laugh. All right, she's on the lift, ready to go up. Let's see how bad the undercarriage is of this thing. I don't know why I like this thing so much. Like, it doesn't look that bad. Like, especially on camera, thing looks like it's worth $2 grand just looking at it. Dang, it's sick. Such a butt hurt for these things. All right, so I haven't looked yet. First time looking. Here we go. Definitely needs an oil pan gasket or something like that. Thing is super sludgy. Frame rails are pretty beat. I mean, not as beat as like a slammed car, but they're still pretty beat. Ooh. This is not gonna be fun. Oh, no, no, no. It is pretty rusty. I mean, it's not really too bad for a New England car and a $100 car. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not terrible. It's definitely doable. The subframe bolts don't look to be too bad. They were a lot worse on the redneck Miata, and we got those out pretty easily. Thankfully, Tommy has so much tools that it shouldn't be that bad. But I'm gonna go ahead before I do anything. I'm just gonna spray all the bolts. Look at that axle, ruined. I'm gonna go ahead, spray some PB Blaster on every single bolt that I'm gonna take off, let them sit for a few minutes, and then we're just gonna get right to work on this thing, because I really want to drive this to Courtney's tonight. It's a stretch. So I just sprayed every single bolt that I know I'm gonna have to take off, and I'm just gonna let them sit. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the wheels off, disconnect the calipers. Good thing this one was already rusty and junk, because thankfully it's already off. It sucks because there's probably no bolts and I'm gonna have to find those. On the redneck Miata, there was no engine, no transmission, so the I-beam right here was kind of just hanging. I'm actually gonna have to unbolt that. As you can see, these bolts don't look the healthiest, and nothing under here really looks that healthy, but does this axle even turn? Oh, yeah, no, it does. Okay, so at least it works. It'll be so sick if I can drive this tonight, but I'm gonna take the wheels off now and see what we're working with. Let's see if this wheel's stuck. Not bad, really. Oh, kind of bad. So hard with one hand. All right, so both wheels are off. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop this caliper off, and then we can figure out what else we're doing. I'm just winging this whole thing. So I'm not gonna lie, we started our day off pretty late, but let me tell you, we're putting in some work. So I've been working for about an hour, and the subframe is officially ready to come out. I decided to, instead of taking the suspension off from like the top, because a lot of the times those bolts are rusty, they're kind of hard to get to, and sometimes they strip out. I just took them out from right here so I don't have to deal with that. The I-beam is completely disconnected. For some reason, it's so rusty right here. You know what? I remember you actually have to take this cap off to actually drop that. But anyways, I thought you just had to hammer this off. I completely remembered that this is like a spacer that goes inside of the diff now. I just forgot about that. I kind of just disconnected the wiring harness so I can actually lower this whole thing without messing anything up. The brakes are all fully disconnected. Everything is good to go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the car, and I've soaked these subframe bolts about 3 or 4 times now as I've been working, so it's not too bad. The exhaust came out pretty easy. Drive shaft came off pretty easy. We lost some weight reduction. This was the heat shield for the exhaust right there, and these 2 were for the cat that's still in the car. Only snapped 1 bolt. We're doing pretty good. $100 Miata has been treating me well. Let's see if we can get the subframe off. I just got the last subframe bolt out. Now we're just gonna lift up the lift, see what happens. Ooh, that was a good sign. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, it's already out. Now we just lift. Okay. That fell exactly where I want it. It's a little tight right there, but she'll live. Yeah, no, this actually worked out pretty good. So now I can go ahead and I can pop that gas tank out, which is probably gonna be a little heavy, but it's all right, we can figure it out. We got the subframe out in pretty much an hour, so I'm pretty stoked. This thing is crusty. I wish I had like my own powder coating stuff, because I literally put this thing in a sandblaster. Like, I'd spend one day and just powder coat this whole thing, but like to powder coat this whole rear subframe would be over $1,000. So I'm definitely not gonna do that. Like, this kind of hurts me. I'd love to just sand it down and like paint it real quick, but we do not have time for that. This is a flip or lift Miata. I really haven't figured it out yet. I'm going like back and forth. Okay, well, the gas tank is now out. So this is the old one. You can see how gross inside it is. A lot of this is probably rainwater, but like the whole gas tank inside is like actually like falling apart. Like, it's all rusty and stuff. If you go over to the redneck one, thing is practically spotless. I mean, there's a couple leaves in there and stuff, but there's nothing that's actually gonna be harming the fuel system in here, so that's good. I'm stoked that I pressure washed this thing, because I mean, other than this fucking AIDS stuff, it's pretty clean. Yeah, it's pretty clean, yeah. Anyways, this is gross. Every single thing about this gas tank right here is gross. This job has been a lot easier than I was anticipating. Like, this thing is pretty rusty, and it kind of made me nervous because I was afraid a lot of things were gonna get stuck, but it's actually been going really smoothly. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw this gas tank in and just start getting this thing back together. I did say that I want to drive it home tonight, but there's a couple things that I want to do hopefully tomorrow if Tommy lets me. Like, I wanna change the transmission fluid. I wanna drain the oil, put some new oil in it, because this car hasn't been ran in such a long time, and probably over a year. So I just want to get some new fluids in it and really see if we can make this thing 100% and actually road safe. I'm glad that we're restoring this thing. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We definitely need it to start up tonight though, for show. Not bad for an hour and 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. The subframe is all bolted up. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna lift the car. I was stressing over this job so much, and it's really not that bad at all. I'm actually kind of pumped that I did it, because now if I ever need to do a gas tank in a Miata again, which I don't think I will, I know it's a breeze, super easy. As long as you have a lift. If you don't have a lift, forget about it, I won't do it. Okay, so now that the subframe is back up, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna connect the I-beam, connect really everything that I have to do, start buttoning this thing up together. The only thing I'm gonna need help with is bleeding the brakes, because I don't think there's a power bleeder here, and bleeding brakes by yourself kind of sucks. But I should have this together about right now. And just like that, the whole car is done. The subframe is back in, the gas tank is in. The only thing that I haven't done are the brake calipers. I don't know why, but brakes are the hardest thing for me. I can never push in the piston, and it's been kind of difficult, so I kind of just am ignoring this right now. I want to see if this thing is gonna start. So I just realized that to pop open the gas, it doesn't work. There's a lever right here, and it's just completely stuck, so that's great. You can't open that. So I figured, since the sending unit is already open, I'm gonna pour some 93 in there and then just wire it all up, and we're gonna see if it can run. I also want to clean out this interior, because it's disgusting, and if I'm gonna flip this thing, no one's ever gonna buy it looking like this. So I wanna take the seats out, vacuum the whole thing, kind of detail the dash and everything. I need to find an airbag for this, because that looks absolutely AIDS, and just kind of clean it all up. Well guys, good news. She's running. It's not making those crazy noises anymore. I figured out what that was. The alternator belt was on its way of going out, and it actually just snapped, so all of the sounds are gone. This thing sounds healthy as, oh my God. I did have to rig up my fuel pump once again because when I rigged it up the first time, I forgot the wiring to the actual fuel pump at Anton's house. So I had to do my wiring again. I don't have a battery, so I had to use Tommy's jump pack. I'm sorry for that, but I mean, this thing is running like a true champ. Obviously, that's messed up. The charge light is on and everything because it doesn't have the belt on. To be honest, man, I am so pumped on how good this thing is going right now. If I can figure out the coolant leak. Oh, it just started smoking. Hey, how ironic. Oh, I figured it out. It's literally this hose right here. It's the heater core hose. I can see it leaking from there. I'm gonna go ahead, shut it off, see if there's a rip in that. I don't really want to smoke this place out, but this thing is running like a true champ. If you can see the belt right there, it's about to fall off the power steering pump, so I need to fix that as well. But honestly, man, for $100, you really can't ask for more. Like, this thing is running fine, like perfect actually. So let's shut this bag off. We got a couple things to fix, not a big deal. Super ghetto, man. I don't know where this video left off, but good afternoon, everyone. It is a new day, and you know, the 100 Miata last night, it was going great. We got the subframe out, we put the new gas tank in, put it back up, everything was going great, and I'm like, you know what, I don't really want to put the calipers on today. The kid that had it before me had one caliper off, a bolt was like snapped in the caliper and stuff, and like I had to get new bolts. I just didn't want to deal with it. So I went, got some bolts this morning, I did all of that stuff, put the calipers on, Ty was up on the lift, ready to bleed it. He's pumping, I'm bleeding, he's pumping, I'm bleeding. All of a sudden I hear, I'm like, what the that? He's pumping, right? And I hear brake fluids going everywhere. I'm like, great, that can only mean one thing. A good old brake line bursted. My $100 Miata right there. You see that? That little, like, this whole line is really not too bad, but this little rust spot just had to break out. So I went ahead and I went to Advanced Auto and I got this nickel copper line. It was only $6 with my discount, so it wasn't bad at all. It came standard, so what I had to do was I cut that brake line over there, put these fittings on, and then just put an inverted fitting on in the store. Literally, instead of renting it, everyone in that store knows me, so I was like, can I just do it here? So I did brake lines at Advanced Auto. It was actually kind of funny. I wish I filmed it. And then I went ahead and I bought a battery from them also because it doesn't have a battery, and I figured I want this car to be as reliable as possible for someone. So I got a new battery, we got some transmission fluid, and we also got some new oil and just stuff to clean up Tommy's floor. So this car is coming along. The only two things I am going to need, which the store didn't have, is a power steering belt and a serpentine belt. Once I get those two things, this thing is gonna be minty. But I'm gonna go to Tommy's shop real quick. I'm just gonna bang this out. I'm kind of running a little bit late because someone is actually coming to buy the other Miata today for $1,500, which I am stoked about. We're already getting rid of one. I found another car that I kind of want to buy that's cheap. It needs a turbo. It's not that cool, but I think it's cool. I've always wanted one. I'm not gonna keep it if I get it, but like, it'll be a sick flip. And I don't know, I'm kind of into this whole flipping thing. I've been having a lot of fun, but let's go fix this jalopy. All right, guys, well, I've been running around like an animal all day today to try to get this done, and it is kind of done-ish, all right? So currently, the brakes half work. I don't know, we tried to bleed them and they're still spongy. That leads me to believe that there's a leak somewhere, but I couldn't find the leak, so we're taking a pause on that. I am super late for my first flip in a really long time, and I kind of want to be early, and I am late as we still got to put this thing on the trailer because I still want to work on it at my mom's. Yeah, baby, start up. Charge lights on because we don't have the serpentine belt. Ooh, don't stall on me, girl. Don't do that to me. Look at this. It's moving on its own power. Everything is good. The $100 Miata, she's a bit rough, but we're making her better for sure. I mean, we're already making huge progress on this thing, even though it's still a pile of dick right now. Yeah, you like it? Ty's got a smile on his face. Probably because it's leaving. Oh, the brakes don't even work.
Sounds like $1,000,000.
Thanks, dude. It doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't smoke either.
Does it really not?
Nope.
Oh, you fucked me, dude. Sick. The babe is all loaded up. It's getting better and better every day. I'm pretty pissed. Like, my goal by the end of today was to actually be able to drive it to Torrington and everything and make sure everything is good. But sadly, that brake line bursted, and I'm not very good at making brake lines. I've only done it like a few times, but I don't think that's a problem. It's just, we didn't bleed the front, we only bled the rear, so maybe there's just air in the front. I really don't know. I mean, there's brakes, it just goes straight to the floor, and then it works. Maybe it just needs to be bled more. I don't know, I'm out of breath because I've been running around. Let's go get Courtney. All right, so the Miata that I literally just bought yesterday is leaving. What do you think of that? They can barely see you. Cool. No, I'm stoked on it. So we got it for dirt cheap. Sold it for 1,500 bucks. Got the cash money right here. What he's doing with it is pretty cool. He's gonna cut everything out. He's gonna wide body the thing. Dang, not even a scrape. Hell yeah, peace out, dude. He actually wants to come back and buy this one. This one needs a little more work, but...
Is this a YouTube video?
This is a YouTube video.
On your phone?
How ghetto is this?
It probably does better than the GoPro.
No, it doesn't. No, you can tell when
You
it's
ain't
the
about
phone.
that iPhone 11.
Dang,
life.
dude, that looks sick over there, though. Hell yeah.
My car?
Yeah, I wish it wasn't so dark.
Dude, honestly, I was very happy with my actuator.
Oh, well, I never talked that it broke. I cut it all out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we fixed it.
We fixed it.
I fixed it.
He fixed it. Okay. Goodbye, guys. So, Courtney just called me a fan. Anyways, guys, I think this is going to be the end of the video. If you guys liked the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Look at Courtney over there. How cute does Courtney look? Oh, you Gucci. Oh, you're such a good girl.
Fighting.
She says we're fighting, but we're not. I got a 12-pack, a Twisted Tea. We're ready to get crunky together. Isn't that right? We're getting crunky. Crunky. Ew. Carolina got period blood on that.
Stop.
Serious. It's my dog, by the way. Carolina is my dog. Anyways, guys, we're gonna end it here. We're gonna go put that in the wash because there's dog blood on it.
So you're not putting that in the video?
I am. It's so funny. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I'm just gonna go for it. If we crash, Mike, we're dying together. Right?
One, two, three, go!
Go.
Going to France, boys.
What the fuck, dude? This is a fucking motorcycle game. What is going on?
Never a dull moment with this guy, is it?
Never. Welcome to Lord of the Rings.